Alright guys, we all warmed up, feeling loose and limber?
All loosey over here, Goosey.
Running at nominal temperature.
Excellent.
Then let's get ready to rumble!
You hit me.
Sorry, Goose! Technically, the gloves hit you.
That's true. Technicality. ARMS is a third-person brawler from Nintendo that throws a left hook at traditional fighting games with a strange and unique take on the genre.
Affirmative. As the name suggests, ARMS is all about a group of interesting athletes with rather advantageous appendages in the form of elongated, elastic limbs.
What does he mean?
They got wiggly arms.
Oh, right. There's a total of 10 fighters to select from, and each has their own unique look, playstyle, and special ability to set them apart. I loved the sheer creativity in this lineup, guys. There's an arms fighter for everyone. There's even a robot fighter with a little robot dog, Darren.
Once you've picked a favourite, it's time to learn the basics.
Indeed. The goal is to KO your opponent by mixing up a range of basic punches, grabs, and combos. However, to truly master the arena, you'll need to also learn how to block and deflect each attack with the appropriate counter move. All of these can be pulled off with simple button and trigger presses if you're using a single Joy-Con, the Joy-Con Grip, or the Pro Controller.
However, if you hold a separate Joy-Con in each hand, the game allows you to use motion controls, and it's actually a really fun way to play.
Yeah, by tilting your wrist mid-punch, you can curve your arm and catch your opponent off guard. It's a great technique, and it always feels satisfying when you land a punch.
Playing local couch multiplayer, we had some pretty heart-stopping rounds, didn't we, Goose, eh? Good luck, Goose.
Oh, here we go, Watch out! Right. Whoa,
Oh.
good punch.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh. Here we go.
Right. Left again.
Oh, yes! Yes!
It's a great party game when you're both up and swinging about, but it wasn't long before I was ready to settle in with a basic controller for some single player, because nothing really beats the accuracy of thumbsticks and buttons.
That's true. The main solo mode is called Grand Prix, which pits you against a ladder of opponents based on a difficulty of your choosing. There's no real story to speak of here, but there is some background given by the commentator. Plus, each opponent's arena is unique to them in some way, and that helps to flesh out the world a bit.
Oh yeah, and those arenas can be total game changers. For instance, one spawns blocks that you can hide behind, and another has you flying around on giant spinning tops. It's just another level of madness to the already crazy competition.
As you complete events and championships, you'll earn coins that you can spend to try and win new arms for your fighters, and these can then be swapped in and out at the beginning of each round.
Yes, and depending on which combination you or your opponent select, it can add a whole new dimension of strategy. There are triple punch arms, freezing arms, wide arcing boomerang arms, and my favourite, the fishy slap arm. Slappity slap, slappity slap slap, 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 slap.
Add to that the ability to charge punches to unleash specific special attacks, and suddenly ARMS graduates from a silly parlor game into an incredibly complex fighter.
Yeah, in fact, I'd almost say a little too complex. I mean, I want to commend Nintendo on practically reinventing a genre here, but at the same time, it almost feels like they've overcooked the idea by adding just far too many elements, both on screen and under the hood.
I agree, the multiple arm variation certainly adds to the chaos, and you never feel like you can get into a good rhythm.
Fortunately, jumping into an online match is relatively hassle-free, whether you're competing in ranked play or just mucking about in party mode. Not to mention, defeating human players is always more satisfying.
Yes, this was definitely my favourite way to play ARMS. Just one-on-one against another player in a simple arena with default arms. That way, I could just focus on the clean fighting without all that crazy going on around me. And if you guys want crazy, just try the 4-player brawl. That is just punching pandemonium.
Those are just silly. There is a range of mini-games that I think are a much better way of mixing up the playstyles. Volleyball, basketball, target practice, and even a 1v100 mode are all great little distractions between standard fighting bouts, especially with friends. But even they get repetitive rather quickly.
Ding 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 ding! Final thoughts?
Well, guys, I was really excited to see what Nintendo would do with this, especially after their masterful take on shooters with Splatoon. But no matter how hard I practice, I just never felt that same magic with ARMS, so I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing, isn't it? Because the game is dripping with style and the colourful characters and the visuals, but even with the fun we had in multiplayer, I just don't want to go back to this game for solo play, so I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
And they look quite comfortable, actually.
Yeah, they're quite comfy. Yeah, they come off really quickly, though. You just got to go like... Sorry, Goose.